Hello students, hope you are doing well. So here we reach to the another passage. So the passage gives us the direction. So the directions for questions. Second question is what? The passage below is accompanied by a set of questions. We need to choose the best answer to each question. Well, as far as we have read about the text, so what we have received the idea about the text is that the text gives us the idea revolves around the philosophical context, isn't it? So, a philosophical concept that human understanding and perceptions are intimately tied to their bodily experiences, um, and actions, as opposed to being, you can say that, detached or separated from them. So, on the basis of that main idea, we move to the next question because that is what we identify from the text. Well, let's move to the question. What does it say? The question points out here that which of the following is an assumption. It is assumption based question that can be reasonably drawn from the passage. And the options are given here. The first option, Martin Hedger Martin Hedger's philosophy was concerned with the role of intellectual reflection in human existence. The second option stated the shift from traditional thinking to embodied cognition and action based philosophy was influenced by the works of Kant, Husserl, Hedger, and Merleau-Ponty. Isn't it? So look into the option three. Seeing in perspective implies understanding the world from a first person viewpoint. And fourth, embodied cognition and 4E cognitions are terms used interchangeably to describe the same concept in contemporary cognitive science. Now, on the basis of these four of the options, we need to identify which of the following is an assumption can be drawn. Now, if I look into the text, and on the basis of that, we find out that mm, option one, Martin Hedger's philosophy was concerned with the role of intellectual reflection in human existence. So actually doesn't attribute Hedger's philosophy to focus on what? To a focus on intellectual reflection, right? Hedger's philosophy uh, indicating to a focus on intellectual reflection that cannot be means drawn, right, on the basis of the text. Instead, you could say it emphasizes um, action. It emphasizes action and the use of and the use of and the use of you can say that objects in the world, right? Objects in the world. So in the world. So that's why we cannot draw the means the first option as the assumption to the passage. So therefore, we can eliminate this option, move to the second option. So if you look into it, the shift from traditional thinking to embodied cognition and action-based philosophy was influenced by the works of Kant, Husserl, Husserl, Hedger, and Merleau-Ponty. So this can be considered as the correct, as the passage discusses how the shift, right? This option is correct because the passage discusses what? Now, how the shift to, how the shift to, you can say that embodied cognition and action-based philosophy was influenced by Kant, Husserl, Hedger, and Merleau-Ponty. This assumption, you can say that aligns with the passage. Aligns with the passage. So hence we can consider that option 2 would be the answer to the text. Let's see that uh, as far as I have pointed. Let's see that the other options, option 3. What does the other other options 3 and 4 point out. Seeing in perspective implies understanding the world from a first person viewpoint. Now, if I look into the option 3, seeing in perspective involves understanding the world from various viewpoints, not exclusively from a first person viewpoint, right? So in that case, the idea of the first person viewpoint make the statement uh, error, right? Now, if you look into the option 4, right, option 3 is eliminated. Option 4 stated the passage uh, once embodied cognition and forecognition are terms used interchangeably to describe the same concept in contemporary cognitive science. Well, if you look into the passage or the text given above, so it doesn't state that embodied cognition and forecognition are used interchangeably. It discusses what actually uh, their influence. It discusses what their influence their influence on contemporary their influence on contemporary cognitive science cognitive science cognitive science so cognitive science. So you can point out that but doesn't equate them actually, right? So hence the correct answer can be known as a option option 2, isn't it? Because that's what we find out. Option 3 and 4 are eliminated for the different regions which have been pointed here, right? I hope you understood the text as well as the key idea of the question's answer. That's all. Move to the next question.